Hi class, this is a demonstration on how to work with the self-hardening clay that we were sent. So I took some out. It comes in a package like this. Remember, if you want to reuse this, you're going to have to seal it up really, really tight so it doesn't dry out. My clay is actually kind of a bit dry already, so I've got a little bit cup of water here that I'm kind of adding water to the edges to kind of get rid of those cracks. What I did was I took the piece, and you could roll it out, but you could also just kind of push on it like this to flatten it out. So I kind of flatten it, and then I take it and then I flip it over, maybe add a little bit of water to it if you need to get some of those cracks out, and just kind of push down. You don't want to make it too thin. I would say maybe like probably about 1/2 inch, because if you do make it too thin, it'll break. As you can see, it kind of already is. Okay, so since I'm doing the tile for this one, the next thing I'm gonna do is I have just a plastic knife. I mean, you could use a regular knife as well, but I'm just gonna kind of cut off the edges here. So I have a square from which to make my tile. I have a piece of paper on the bottom so I don't make a mess on the table. Although it is kind of soaking through, not gonna lie. I'm kind of going quick so you can get the idea. I'm sure you will do a much better job. Okay, so I'm just going to put those little extra pieces to the side. Maybe add a tad more water just to kind of make it smooth. I kind of pick it up and flip it over a few times. Okay, so pretend those edges are nice and smooth. So now remember, you can do additive or subtractive to your clay tile. So if you want to, I've made a coil here. So I took a piece and I just kind of rolled it out like this. And then you can use this to build a design. So, and again, it's harder to work with than regular clay. So I have to kind of keep adding water to it so that it doesn't crack. If we were using regular clay though, I do know that you would want to score and slip. So let's say I'm going to make the letter Y for Yoder. You of course don't need to do a letter, it's up to you. But I would want to cut some little lines, just kind of going back and forth. That's called scoring. And then add a little bit of water. And then I'm going to put my coil on top of that. So there's and I kind of want to blend the sides there, the edges. Again, mine's not perfect. Pretend I am taking my time and it looks awesome. And if it starts to crack, just add some water. You know, you may want to sketch your design beforehand. And then, so that's additive. The other thing you could do is carve into it. So that would be subtractive. You could use a pencil, you could use a Q-tip. I might even be able to carve into it with this knife. I've got this handy little clay tool that I just happen to have that I'm not sure how good this will work because it's really big, but let's see what happens when I try to carve in. Some swirls is what I'm trying to do. Again, it's not working too great because of the clay is a little too dry. So if I make a mistake, I can just kind of rub it back together. And let's try the knife. Let's see if that works better. So I'm going to keep it simple just because of the material that I'm working with is a bit challenging. But I could do some repetitive lines here for a design, doing some curved lines. You might have better luck with your clay than I am, especially if yours is maybe not as dry as mine. Let's see, I'm going to try to do a little heart down here. And again, if you mess up, you can just put water on it. I think this would work better if maybe I had a pencil or something just a little bit smaller. But anyway, you get the idea. So once you're finished, you want to let this harden and just let it air dry. And then next week we will paint. All right, thank you.